a riff track for you of George Lucas's, masterpiece, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. So in a little bit, I think Chris is going to count down if you want to sync this up with us when you should press play. We do not encourage subscribing to Disney Plus to do this. If you have any other way of doing that, watching the film Star Wars: The Phantom Menace, I would recommend you try that. But when Chris counts it down, that's when you're going to want to press play on the film. But we got Chris, myself, Matt, Felix, and Amber for your commentary pleasure.
Yeah,
what do you say, guys?
If you guys want to watch this without supporting, Bob can't say that word anymore. You guys, President of Disney. The people that are being persecuted in China. That's his last name. You can subscribe to Disney Pause. It's a totally free and legal way to watch Disney products.
So I don't know. Any lead-off thoughts on this film before we press play?
I recently rewatched all the prequel trilogy. I just watched Revenge of the Sith last night, so I've been stewing my brain in this for the last week or so, and I'm excited to exposit all my theories about what these movies say about the world.
I haven't seen it in forever.
Yeah.
I haven't seen this movie since I was a child when it came out. I don't give a shit about Star. I care less about Star Wars than anyone on the show, possibly the least out of anyone in the world. As far as I understand, this film in particular, it's about the adventures of a guy with a name like Grego Ploptic, and his adventures to find a shitty part for his spaceship that doesn't work. And he has to kidnap a child as part of it. There's some sort of allusion to Steven Spielberg's likely crimes in this. But we're gonna learn. We're gonna see. I'm assuming that this movie, like all movies, is really just about Jesus Christ. It's really about a guy who grew up in Lake Forest. His mom was Jewish. His dad was in Baha'i or some similar cult. And they, did Passover 3 times as a kid, and he just wished he was religious because he wished he had any sense of belonging outside of being involved with Bryan Singer. So, like all screenwriters, he made a shitty screenplay that's really just about Jesus Christ. Every character is Jesus Christ. So that's what I'm anticipating.
Yeah, Felix, you may have not have seen this film since it first came out when you were a child. I've seen it much more recently than that. And I got to say, you have pretty much a perfect total recall of what the plot of this movie is.
I am not a Star Wars person either. I was not one of those people that was upset by the prequels because the original didn't hold a place in my heart or whatever. My preferred science fiction is Tarkovsky, which is a pretentious thing to say, but if I want to watch a cowboy movie, I'll watch a fucking cowboy movie. It doesn't need to be in space.
Yeah, I don't need the hero of my sci-fi story to be Jesus Christ. I need him to be Muhammad, like in Dune. Not this childish bullshit. I believe in an adult religion for grown-ups, Islam.
Absolutely.
This is, yeah. No.
I need to plug in my laptop.
All right. Well, while Amber plugs in, I'm just going to go ahead and get started on here because this is 2 hours, and we'll have plenty of time to talk about all the bullshit here. So the way I'm going to count down 3, 2, 1, and then make a lightsaber sound, and I'm pressing play on the lightsaber sound. So here we go. Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. 3, 2, 1. Wham.
Who is it who thought that the 20th Century Fox logo was an actual building? It's a real place you could visit.
I would absolutely go there.
That sounds like a cool thing to believe.
Yeah, I wish it were true.
I think I'm going to start believing that. What else am I doing?
There's that famous phrase.
Here we go.
Yeah, there we go.
I see why people get into this This is one of the best theme songs of all time. Right up there with the Battlefield 4 theme song, the Battlefield 3 theme song, and the Battlefield Bad Company 2 theme song.
How about the Halo theme song?
That's beyond theme songs. That's like a religious hymn.
It's a nasheed.
Turmoil has engulfed the Republic. Jorba Grogok has been deposed as the trade representative for Iguacalang 3.
See, now this whole thing is about the taxing of trade routes, and really, I think this is George Lucas being incredibly prescient about the Brexit, drama and disaster.
Yeah.
Are we gonna get sued by Lucasfilms for this? Can you?
I hope so.
No.
They just play the audio. People have to supply their own copy of the movie.
Yeah. Hopefully, if we've done this right, this will just be us talking over silence, and people can either use their mind palace to imagine the movie, or somehow illegally stream or acquire or play their years-old VHS tape version of the film itself under it.
Fuck. I
artist.
dropped my vape, and I missed like 2 paragraphs right when I dropped my vape.
Well, now you're gonna be lost.
You're gonna be totally lost.
Oh my god! I don't know if this is Wiku,
There it is.
Wiku Drugix ship or Flag Galak.
They basically just have dispatched 2 space monks to the World Bank.
Yeah. Okay, so that's Dominic Strauss-Kahn, this alien that we're looking at right now.
Don't
let this guy near any hotel rooms.
This is the first very racist alien character in this film.
That guy clearly, French Jewish, like Dominic Strauss-Kahn.
Yeah, I mean, you think 2 wrongs don't make a right, but
I'm going to stop my video because it's making me buffer too much.
That's fine.
Yeah, this is what it's like when you get to Charles de Gaulle Airport.
Airports in Europe really are so much better.
they have malls in them.
Little silver guys come and bring you space drinks.
So he's feeling like very sideways frown right now. I have seasonal affective disorder, but for space.
Look at his little ponytail.
I was just gonna say, the hairstyles in these films are an absolute crime. It is just such also galaxy brain directing to be like space long time ago. I'm thinking Rat Tails.
Yeah.
No, you got to wear the rat tail until you become a full Jedi.
Yeah, then you're given your No Fear T-shirt.
Yeah.
Darth Sidious. I wonder what type of character he is.
It's like payas or something. It's like a religious rite. You go through it, and then you're part of the Jedi, and you don't have to have a rat tail anymore.
Yeah, no, it's just like in real life. Like when you see a guy with cornrows, that's a guy who's training to become a Muslim.
Trade disputes are not trivial, motherfucker. I don't know if you've been paying attention.
That's the lesson of this
never
movie.
Explain exactly what the fuck is going on with the goddamn trade routes.
What if it's like a 2% tariff on corn?
Nasty Qui-Gon Jinn gave away jobs during his trade with the Galactic Trade Federation.
What is the superiority of holograms? Why is that superior? Like, that kind of looks like shit. Like, that doesn't look better than a Zoom call.
Faster than light speed travel possible. You can't get anything better than like VHS quality on a hologram, though.
Yeah, that's like a 30 hertz call.
Bam, bam, blah, blah, blah. Oh,
that explosion
shit.
looked like shit.
Oh, shit.
There's a lot of stuff that looks like shit in this movie.
Oh, yeah, you will be shocked at how bad so much of this movie looks.
Some of it looks surprisingly not bad. Like these droids actually don't look terrible, considering this is from 20 years ago.
The pod race looks pretty cool, but basically, wait till you see Jar Jar. That's
Yeah.
Whoa, bad. Yeah.
I think that basically they could do like metal or robot CGI pretty decently at this point, but anything that's supposed to be organic just looks like worse than a rubber suit.
You know who mastered it? James Cameron.
Yep.
Wow, these guys must be the most powerful men in the galaxy. The way that they can just immediately disassemble these IKEA robots.
The fragility of the droids throughout all of this is consistently hilarious.
Well, like they made them droids in these movies to like sort of hand wave away the problem of like how many thousands of stormtroopers just get slaughtered, and you're like, or they make them clones so you don't really feel bad about them dying. You know what I mean?
They should have established in the second movie that clones have no soul.
Yeah, most people who are stormtroopers, it's like they're not even like they don't even know they're doing something bad. They just went on like Birthright Endor, and they bought into the propaganda, and it's like the only way they can pay for space college.
I mean, again, it's getting ahead, but in the second one, when they go to the clone factory, it would be funny if they, as part of it, they showed like the sexy lady clones that they had come in and to convince them that being a clone was cool.
I like these robots a lot.
Those guys, yeah, these are the only robots that actually seem to be built for like
combat,
harming anyone at all.
Yeah.
Matt, you're saying that they don't explain what the trade problem is.
No.
If you had to speculate, what do you think it is?
Well, the ones who are mad. All right, so Naboo is getting invaded by the Trade Federation. Triple parentheses. And presumably that's because. See, this is what it doesn't make sense. It says it's the taxation of trade routes.
So,
But,
wait, yeah.
presumably that would be the role of the government. It would not be like a private corporation levying taxes.
Well,
what kind of
I
central
mean,
government
maybe
is that?
You mean Germany and the European Union? I can't really tell what the statecraft of the Federation is, though. They don't make any of that clear.
I just want to
Not a
point out
lot
right
of
here.
world building. You have to kind of guess.
I want to point out right here. Natalie Portman's Queen voice is a million times more embarrassing than Jar Jar Binks. So just fuck that. Listen to her.
She also pulls out a weird accent at some points. She says, "I will not let it be founded in a committee." She says,
She's
committee.
doing,
and it's like, where the fuck did that come from?
She should have just done what Gal Gadot did and just speak with an Israeli accent.
She's going to go full Chet Hayes a little later in this film.
That is what's kind of makes these movies fascinating, though, is the weird combination of tons of bizarre specifics from George Lucas's mind, but then where you want or need things to be explained or make sense, you're like totally in the air.
I figured out Star Wars. So the point of Star Wars is like, okay, so this all happened like 10 million years ago, right? The underlying theory of Star Wars is that every different race of human is actually an alien, and everyone used to have their own planets. Like Jamaicans were Jar Jar Binks, I guess, according to George Lucas. White people had their like dust planet. Jews were whatever Watto and Chapo were.
They don't have a planet, no matter what they say.
Watto probably like had a brother in the Senate or something. But George Lucas's point is that like all racism is just like ancient intergalactic feuding. So I don't know if he's for or against racism in this. It's really anyone's guess. But I am beginning to understand why people get into these movies.
The planet of Naboo is a stand-in for the like southern European countries getting squeezed by the EU and the Eurozone.
Right, so these are like Greek people.
This is like Greece or Italy, yeah.
Robots, those are Germans.
Yes.
Well,
obviously.
I mean, if they wanted to make the EU, that fucking EU shit interesting, they would throw some damn droid invasions in there. rather than just guys wearing fucking socks with sandals.
Well, you could argue that Greece was invaded by droids, German tourists.
Yeah, look how good this looks.
This looks amazing.
There he is. There he is.
I like Jar Jar Binks' clothes. It's very like Ann Taylor Loft.
They're very blousy.
It's just like anything that was possibly going on or interesting in the movie immediately grinds to a halt as soon as this character is on screen.
I just like to point out the dialogue he just said, "Oh, mooey, mooey, I love you."
Oh, there we go.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
I really don't see how this is racist.
Hey, get out of here, Patty boy. The Bomba Clat Jedi making me irie.
It is also like sad that playing this role like ruined this guy's life.
Yeah, it really did.
For what he is required to do in this, he is doing it very well. It's just what is being asked of him is genuinely insane.
Did it really ruin his life?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because he's a voice actor.
But he never worked.
Well, most
again,
people only ever work once. That's like saying like a novelty song or a one-hit wonder ruined your life.
He did a full physical performance for this, I believe. They hired him.
Mocap.
They hired him off of him being in Stomp. This guy's name is Ahmed Best, and after this, it's like, well, I mean, you have heard about what the Star Wars audience is like. It was like years of harassment and like death threats and people, just like harassing him that he like ruined all of Star Wars and he should be ashamed for himself. And he was like suicidal at some point.
Well, like someone should have told him about the fuck the fans theory.
Yes.
That could have like just, saved him years of grief.
He's a funnier character than we've ever had in the past.
Matt does a really good
Lucas.
Lucas.
You have to pretend that you have no testosterone in your body whatsoever. Like they sucked it out with a giant machine.
Okay, I just want to point out also.
The thing about Lucas is that he's incredibly male, but with zero virility.
Yeah.
Like that's the essence of the kind of nerd he is.
Okay, good sign that like not even 10, 15 minutes into this movie, there's already an underwater sequence that goes on forever.
Where they're swimming to the center of the planet.
Yeah.
But it's okay because they have little harmonicas that help them breathe underwater. Sometimes you got to make sure that you bring your little breathing harmonica with you wherever you go.
You know what looked better than this? The Abyss.
Oh, of course. Amazing movie.
I feel like, 10 minutes in, everyone owes a huge apology to Avatar. As always. The politics of this movie are like the EU. Confusing, boring, probably manufacturing consent, if not the PMC. The politics of Avatar, unambiguous anti-imperialism. Looks better, is a better movie, cool.
I don't know. You could argue that it's reactionary anarcho-primitivism.
Yeah, you could argue that, but then you would be sent to the field of debate where you'd be decapitated by one of the Navi's blades.
I don't want them to put their dick tail up my ass. That's all I ask.
I would love to get my prostate stimulated by a Navi.
No, thank you.
Well, what's the
So
problem?
wait. Okay, I have a question. Jar Jar and his people are one race, but they're ruled over by this other, like, sort of fatter frog race. What's up with that?
Jewish
What are you
landlords.
talking about?
I mean,
Those are, the Frogman is also one of the Gungans.
He's just fatter?
I think that they just...
He's just a better version.
Oh,
Wait a second,
God.
but their skull, their whole physiognomy is completely different. It doesn't make sense.
Maybe he is the king of the species. They shape differently. But no, he is a Gungan.
I mean,
the Gungans.
Human kings historically have been shaped differently than the peasantry.
But like, he doesn't have the long ear flaps, and he doesn't have the big snout. Like, look at that.
They dock them amongst the royal caste. They dock them at birth.
I think it's more like orangutans.
It's called a Gungan circumcision.
Yes.
I think it's more like orangutans, where like the alpha males get the face flanges, but you can only get that if you get to a certain alpha level. Like, not all males become flanged males; they have to become like alphas.
So Boss Nass is an alpha.
Yeah,
He is an alpha. Look at him.
okay, but wait a second. The rest of the Gungans have eyes on stalks. The boss Gungan has eyes set in the middle of his skull. What the fuck?
Quit trying to poke holes in this flawless movie.
Well, some people will. Some people have, like, dangly earlobes. Some people have earlobes that are attached.
True.
Yeah, he's just a different type of Gungan.
Yeah.
Perhaps it's like bees, where you can just like feed them royal jelly until they transform into the queen.
Yeah, there you go. I like to think, though, that his name was a tribute to both Thomas Nass and Boss Tweed.
That has to be the case, right?
Looks like
Seems
absolute
like
shit.
too much of a coincidence not to be the case. Oh,
Okay,
that's fun.
literally,
Yeah, that's
the
good.
literal Fox show dinosaurs looked so much better than this.
Well, that wasn't CGI, though. Those were Muppets.
I know, that's why it looked better.
Yeah.
I
Bring
don't
back
think they
puppets.
can pull off a bunch of
Bring
rubber
back-
masks, though.
Bring back Jim Henson's Creature Studio.
Well, now that JB Pritzker, the baby from Dinosaurs, is a beloved national figure, they need to
I
bring
love
back
him.
Dinosaurs.
Gotta love him.
I'm the governor, gotta love me.
Okay, so like, they dispense of that scene real quickly, and they're just like, for some reason, Jar Jar has to go with them on. There's like a submarine that goes through the center of the planet. This sucks.
Wow, what's the problem?
Wait, I lost the image.
Okay,
sorry.
it's back.
Yeah. Okay. And now there's just another
look,
pointless
there's a
big
giant
fish.
fish.
There's a big fish.
It's
I
gonna
wonder
try
what
to
it's
eat
going to
him.
do.
It's like a giant prawn or something.
If we continue through all these and this works out as a viable thing for us to do, we should absolutely do a commentary on Avatar at some point.
If I have to watch every Star Wars movie because of this, I will kill myself. But not before watching Avatar. And forbidding anyone from speaking during it.
We're doing a commentary that's just 3 hours.
It's just 3 hours of silence and applause at the end. Enjoy.
That'd be great. It's our watch along for Avatar. That's just we're recording. You can hear us murmuring, but it's just we're not talking over it. That's
If there are
disrespectful.
creatures that big,
there's a bigger
in this
one.
ocean, why do they not fuck up the Gungans?
Because the
They're
Gungans
friends.
have guns and shit. They're intelligent.
I don't know. They don't seem that smart.
Whoa, why? Just because they speak a different language than you?
I mean, it seems like they're a little loopy, like they've been off that gas, if you know what I mean.
I like Felix. I like your Avatar fandom because it's the absolute opposite of that thing where right after seeing Avatar, there was that like cadre of people who like wanted to live inside of it and
Like Adam
became,
Friedland's dad.
Yeah. But then that slowly waned. Whereas you, as like time goes on past the first Avatar, you more and more move into that space of wanting to live in the Avatar
Well,
world.
the more movies that I see, the more I realize that Avatar is one of the only good movies. There is an easy way to live in Avatar. Vote for Bernie Sanders.
If only he had run on explicitly promising to make Avatar real.
Oh.
Ugh.
Do you understand that the words are coming out of my mouth?
Why do you live down here? Or why don't you invent like underwater roads? Just make tubes that will keep you safe. It's
It does
supposed
seem
to
like
be
you're
civilized
taking your life in
society.
your hands here.
Maybe
Look at
don't
these
go there.
gigantic
It's just
monsters
another
everywhere.
monster. It's another monster. It's even bigger.
So what they're attacked by 4 different giant sea monsters
Yeah,
in this.
It's the maximalist approach. It's the Peter Jackson King Kong approach. And it's always true in movies. Like, think about that scene in, I believe it was Empire Strikes Back, where they accidentally land in the belly of the monster.
Yeah.
They have to fly out of it. Wouldn't that have been awesomer if there was an even bigger planet-sized monster that ate that monster? And then, if there was a gigantic super monster that ate that monster, wouldn't that scene have been way better if they'd done that?
Matt, what you just described is literally a centerpiece action set from Solo.
Oh shit, you're right.
Do you remember that bullshit?
When they're in the quantum realm.
There's like a planet-sized Cthulhu monster.
All right, I wasn't with Felix on arguing that those creatures were Jews, but when you look at their body language, they have a very old world kind of hand-talky thing to them.
They could also be Italians, or
they could
Greeks.
be Italian.
Yeah, there's a lot of shoulder movement.
Watto is Jewish.
No, that's undoubtable.
There's no question that Watto is Jewish.
They could Bukharian. There could be.
Maybe they're Mizrahi, and Watto is Ashkenazi.
Yeah, Mizrahi.
Okay, Watto is definitely Ashkenazi.
Watto is Ashkenazi, but you know what Boba the Fett is, or Jabba the Hutt. You know what I'm talking about.
Boba the Fett. Yes, Jabba the Hutt. Who's Jabba the Hutt?
Who gives a shit? Watch a movie for grown-ups. Like the Animatrix.
Well, they're Sabras, right? The Hutts are like Israeli Jews.
No. The Hutt, Jabba the Hutt is Adnan Khashoggi. He's
Saudi.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're the Saudis.
Yeah,
okay.
that's what I think.
That makes sense.
You guys are advancing. You guys are advancing and interesting. I expect we'll be doing more race science as this movie goes on.
Oh, of course.
Oh, we're just getting started.
But we've largely talked over all of the trade ambassadors' dialogue, and I would just like you to listen for a sec to what their voices sound like, and then let's revise this theory.
No, I know what the trade ambassadors are supposed to be.
Yeah, no, they're Asians.
Yeah.
It's like the Japanese yellow peril shit from the early 90s, which is when he was writing these. When everyone was freaking out about Japan buying everything. Before
that was a cool time, and then then Japan's GDP never grew for another 40 years.
No, they completely cut their own balls off.
Yeah. Whoops.
It made for better movies though, like Die Hard and Rising Sun and
Rising Sun. Some very formative nudity in that film.
Oh yeah, that was one of my first big nude sex scenes when I was a kid.
Yeah. Oh boy.
The architecture of this very much is bringing out the Southern Europe vibe.
Mediterranean.
Yeah, Mediterranean. Maybe even a little Balkan, like Macedonian or Croatian.
Yeah.
Doesn't Naboo just have the one town that looks like the fucking Venetian in Las Vegas?
They're a very tacky people.
No, it's a very tacky, Vegas casino planet. But it's only one city, I guess.
Oh, dude, they should make a Star Wars casino. That would be a
they already have
destination.
they have that Galaxy's Edge thing at Disneyland now. So,
well, I'm just saying,
just put some fucking slot machines in there and you're set. Make it the casino planet.
Yeah, what is the casino planet?
Canto Bite.
Canto Bite. Just put a Canto Bite there. Honestly,
think about
how great Disneyland or Disney World would be if they just turned the whole thing also into a casino. If you could gamble there.
Think how great
it
would be
to
if
do
you
drugs openly.
Yeah,
too.
think how great it could be if you could smoke weed there. Am I right?
Yeah.
Roger. God,
These
those
droids
things are so
worthless.
useless.
They're
why are you
worthless.
even paying money for them?
How did the
even
Naboo?
if they're 5 cents a unit, it seems like it's a wild overpay.
How did the Naboo people get fucking washed by them so easily? Don't they have guns or and a military?
Everyone
What
can
the fuck?
kill one of these droids.
Look, that one just
wasn't even looking at
What is he
him.
looking at him?
They're basically Roombas with blasters taped to them. No use.
If you put a laser pointer on my Roomba, it would have the same effect.
Yes.
That picture of the Roomba with the handgun taped to the top of it.
Yeah, and yet that's what they said, and they conquered the entire planet / casino
In about 2 minutes. In about 2 minutes.
Pathetic.
Oh, they have to run the blockade. I
The
do like
very
these-
first ship. The very first ship that you see in the original Star Wars is, of course, the Rebel blockade runner. I remember that from when I was a kid. It's also one of the cooler Star Wars ships, in my opinion.
Here's our future classic buddy, R2-D2. It's definitely cool that they...
I will say I liked him. I mean, as a kid, I didn't really gravitate towards the Star Wars universe, but I liked R2-D2. I liked Wookiees. I liked Ewoks. I really just...
I like the characters
gravitated...
that don't speak.
Yes.
I think that's pretty true of most people. I mean, if
Yeah.
you ask people who their favorite characters are, it's probably going to be a droid or a creature.
But also, I was a little kid, and even I understood that these characters aren't terribly well developed.
I can't imagine the type of person that would hate R2-D2.
Look how cute he is.
Yeah,
Let him
he's just
go.
he's just a little guy.
Hey, Felix. I'm going to shoot R2-D2 with a freaking gun.
Yeah, dude, he's gay. I'm gonna kill him.
I'm going to throw his ass in a trash compactor and run him over with a car.
Even those guys who were like, dude, I'm gonna fucking kill Justin
Barney.
Bieber. Even the Kill Barney kids couldn't bring themselves to be against R2-D2 because
Look at him.
R2-D2 is like a stoic and he's nice and he's helpful.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. He only does good and helps people out.
Yeah.
Unlike that bitch C-3PO.
Oh, C-3PO, useless fucking asshole. Shut the fuck up. Shut up for a second, you whiny bitch.
I know.
C-3PO is
Oh, wait,
a
wait,
servant.
can we
Honestly,
listen
the
to this
most
dialogue?
homophobic character in this entire
Oh, yeah.
series.
Can we listen to the dialogue here? Hold on, I want to hear it.
Oh,
There we go.
Oh no!
why does a squid man sound like that?
So
I will
much
say-
wasted promise in Darth Maul.
Oh God, so much wasted. He's the coolest fucking character in the entire prequel trilogy, by far. By far.
Oh my god! I forgot about this. I think Jar Jar overshadowed everything
Yep.
else so much that you forget
Everyone-
about that shit.
Yeah, these characters they went pretty far with the Trade Federation, but no one cared. It was 1999, so no one cared. But all
Yeah.
their lines are like, "Oh, I have to get to the wet market."
I want to eat the bat soup.
Yeah, it's wildly offensive, but no one noticed.
I can't believe, and think how prescient this is. The whole world is now suffering from the Trade Federation virus.
This is George Lucas really was like 30, 40 years ahead of his time when he was writing this, as far as racism.
All right, let's hear this Natalie Portman dialogue. It's awful.
Nope.
Okay.
It's a little
Oh, yeah,
patronizing.
Great.
A little mansplaining.
Pretty good sideswipe.
The
The
use
wipes-
of wipes in Star Wars.
The wipes
is,
in these
yeah,
movies
incredible.
are, yeah, especially in these prequels though, it's like out of control. I would even say that in the original trilogy, they're used about as tastefully as they could.
They really
be.
pancaked up her makeup there.
Okay, now
See, even
now
the
this is
details about this, like the makeup and stuff, is not very good.
okay. Like the what's going on here is that this is an excruciating plot line that's carried out for like most of the movie, where Natalie Portman has like doubles, and like she's the real queen pretending to be one of the queen's servants, even though they all kind of look alike. But they don't like know that she's the queen for like a long time. It's sort of how like nobody realizes that Darth Sidious is just the guy from the Senate, even though they look alike, and he just wears a hoodie when he's evil. He's like on video chat. We can see your face, dude. We know you're the bad guy.
It's also a bit like Law and Order, where it's like, gee, I wonder if the person who did it is the most famous guest star on this episode.
I like Qui-Gon's very comfy look in the Tatooine scenes. Also very what did you say, Felix? West Elm, Land's End?
Yeah, it's Ann Taylor Loft.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very much.
And also,
You know what? You're divorced. You're going to the beach. You're just on a walk with yourself. You're holding a mug of tea with two hands.
Yeah, you're like, you know what? 37 isn't a death sentence. Misa on Hinge.
I just want to point out that that Obi-Wan's outfit, being the same outfit he wore in Star Wars, is one example of many of Lucas not understanding his own thing that he made or helped make.
Mm-hmm.
Because if that's the Jedi uniform, why would he have worn it when he was hiding out for years from the fucking Empire? Why would he literally wear a Jedi uniform? It was just like a desert outfit, and then the idiot decides, actually, that's their uniform. Actually, it's the uniform.
Yeah, they all dress like that. Yeah, you're right.
That's
oh
stupid.
My god, fuck, that's dumb.
stupid.
Jesus Christ.
He doesn't understand his own thing that he made.
All right, are we going to meet Watto now? We need
yes,
we need to have
very close to Watto.
We need to have silence.
Stand tall
silence
above the rest is my favorite characters in honestly all of Star Wars.
When Watto
Did
talks,
Jar Jar
we must
already
listen.
step in poop?
Yeah.
Yes.
Here he is.
Here he comes.
Here he-
The guy.
Turning this up.
Yeah, I'll sell you a Nubian. We all know about that. We all know. We're not allowed to say it.
Hold on. I have to go make Power Rangers and give money to the Hillary Clinton back.
I just got back from killing Dr. Sebi.
Oh, I have to prevent the publication of these Tariq Nasheed books.
I gotta make sure my cousins don't go to work at the World Trade Center.
God,
In this world, it would be the Death Star.
He's talking about Watto.
this is the ugliest little white child.
This is when she starts grooving sexually on a baby.
Yes, it's so weird. It is. Pay attention to this. It is bizarre.
She's clearly like grooving on
This
him.
is what, again, this is pure fucking George Lucas remembering the last time he had any feeling for a woman, which is when he had a crush on his babysitter. He's very male without any virility.
I think that one of the weirdest things about
I'm also a slave.
I think one of the weirdest things about like blockbusters right now is how incredibly desexualized they are, and I think you can really trace that back to Star Wars being like one of the
really
least sexual.
The only reason the originals had any sexuality to them is like, one, obviously Harrison Ford drips sex at all times, and two,
you can't stop
Billy D. motherfucking Williams, Colt 45, baby.
Well, Carrie Fisher's pretty hot too.
Oh yeah,
but
She's
even
fine.
in that, like,
She's a nice Jewish girl. She's fine.
but even then, when they're like, "Oh, Billy D. Williams, we'll have him in, and he'll be like a cool, sexy player character," but like the energy he exudes in those movies, they're like, "I'd like to give you a firm handshake."
Oh no, I do not get that vibe from Billy D. Williams at all. Okay, so my mom's friend actually is like a Star Wars nerd and went to a signing thing where Billy D. Williams was, and she got him to sign some thing or whatever, and he said he like signed it, and she's pretty redhead lady, and he goes, "I'll see you after the convention." He is like that. He is the guy from the Colt 45 commercials.
I would just like to say that Watto just now said, "Republic, mind chicks don't work on me, only money."
He's a
Just
Toydarian.
know.
That's true. Well, that's like if you read the Kabbalah, it keeps you from falling victim to German forest magics.
I like how it's like, mind tricks don't work on us. We invented those.
Yeah, no, Jewish tricks do not work on Watto.
Yeah.
So wait, no, I don't think the Jedis are Jewish. Jedis are like,
Yes, they are.
no, they're not.
What are you talking about? They're like they're
Because you can't have like 4 things that are Jews. You're
We can do
running
whatever
out
we
of
want. We can do whatever we
It's
want.
true. We are running out of different types of Jews.
Yeah.
no, they're the IDF.
I will allow. No, yeah, I will allow
The
you.
Jedi are the IDF.
No, Jedis are Ghazi, holy warriors. They're Muslim. Star Wars is a Muslim franchise. That's why there's no sexuality. It's a very distinct
That's true.
form
They would be much hornier.
Saudi Islam. That's why there's zero female sexuality.
It would be a much hornier movie if Star Wars was Jewish.
Yeah, there would be any cleavage at all in this movie if this was about us, but it's not. Luke Skywalker is Isa, Jesus Christ, but the Muslim version.
Hooey mooey. Look how funny he is. Look how funny this is.
See, that guy is a suit. The other guy speaking Hadith, and he actually looks okay.
Here's my favorite character, Sebulba. Look at this guy.
Yeah, he's cool.
He
threatens guys with his feet.
Yeah, he's a foot guy.
Foot pervert.
Yeah, Sebulba's way into foot stuff.
There is literally no reason to give them a fake language.
Pay attention to the slavery plotline on Tatooine. It's very interesting.
This is as anti-racist as George Lucas can get. Be like, you know what? I think slaves are bad. Sorry, that was a little Jordan Peterson, but there's some overlap there.
I would like to hear Jordan Peterson's takes on the Star Wars franchise.
I mean, they're heroic fantasy. They're right up his alley.
They are, especially in this, in the prequel trilogy, also about the chaotic female energy and how it destroys male order.
Hey, I got a question. So instead of going through the fucking bullshit with the fucking pod race and all this to try to get him to release the kid or whatever and give him why don't they just cut his fucking head off?
Yeah, why don't they just kill this asshole? He's a slave trader.
Yeah, you have the most powerful weapons in the galaxy. Like, no one can kill you. No, just have a child win a race.
Yeah,
I mean, they explicitly say that they're outside of like where the Federation laws hold. There's no law here.
Which means
He's a
we're
tiny
settling
flying Jewish midget. You could just chop him up.
No, it means we're
stuff.
Matt, it means we're settling it by duel, which is a wacky race. That's how things work.
They do a wacky race, but I can understand if, like, the Jedi, don't want to use their power just to, kill and oppress people. But the guy in question owns a child. He's a slave. He's a slave owner.
Slave
But he'll be
trader.
killed.
Who's to say if that's good or bad? That's the Jedi way.
He creates jobs. You have to give him that.
Yeah. No, he's fighting against anti-Semitism on the galactic campuses. So your son's job is that he's a slave and you have a robot. I'm gonna lose my mind.
Too.
I'm gonna lose my mind figuring out the economy of Star Wars. It sucks.
Is that a high racket above C-3PO, by the way?
Also, okay,
you mean
so
a Fronton or whatever the fuck they're called.
okay, young
right behind him.
Young Anakin and his mother are both enslaved to Watto, but what do they do for him?
Yeah,
Just
again.
gotta hang around their
They just
house.
gotta hang around.
I don't think there's any
He
fucking.
judged too quickly. It looks like Watto isn't that bad of a slave master, and he is in fact nice to his slaves and lets them have a house and their own slaves.
There doesn't appear to be any agriculture on this
droids
planet.
are slaves, but it's okay.
Droids are
'cause they're-
slaves.
Yeah. Okay.
Their house also looks like a pretty chill zone.
Yeah, their house is pretty nice, and here's the
Awful.
other.
So did he build him from a kit?
Yeah,
Because he looks like all the other protocol droids.
This is the utterly inexplicable choice in this film of George Lucas retconning C-3PO as being a droid that was built by Anakin Skywalker when he was a slave as a child.
No, it makes
Idiotic. Awful.
no sense.
And
No,
also,
it's cool.
the house that Anakin and his mom live in as slaves is pretty much the same as the kind of digs that Luke Skywalker and his aunt and uncle had in the beginning.
Yeah,
in
they were
episode
free.
4. Yeah, they were just farmers.
And they were like Israeli settlers.
Yes. And you know who they hated? Sand people. That's the race science in the first one. Remember that?
They were settlers.
I gotta find this fucking plug or my.
They were making the
fingers
desert
gonna die.
bloom.
Read Star
Yeah,
Wars
they were
by Jay
moisture
Sakai.
farmers.
Peter Serafinowicz is the voice of Darth Maul.
but not the but some other guy is the body, right?
Yeah, Ray Park.
Oh yeah, Ray Park. Yeah.
I mean, that guy is amazing. First, he writes the Ghostbusters theme song. Then he becomes Darth Maul.
What a career.
It's very impressive.
Jake Lloyd, another person whose life was destroyed by being in this movie.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, he immediately was sent to work for the Franklin credit ring after this.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, he was on sponge duty at Bohemian Grove.
Yeah, they were like, "Sorry, kid, you don't get to be an actor."
Nope, didn't work out for you.
No, sorry.
Get in the pit.
Yeah, sorry, James Baker bought you.
Classic bit.
He's a funnier character.
He's a funnier character than we've ever done before.
Again, since I just watched all of these, I do have to say that I think Ewan McGregor does the most heroic work throughout all these, trying to make everything work. But what do we think? Liam Neeson, is he making it work or is he not?
He is.
He's very boring.
Yeah.
He's very boring.
Yeah. But he's doing the
He is
best.
like the least interesting human in the Star Wars universe, which is saying a tremendous amount. He is boringness personified. And I got to say, as Liz Brudig has argued, and I think persuasively, he is also the villain of the prequels. Because
Explain.
selfishly and idiotically decides to train Anakin, even though Yoda told him not to.
Yeah.
And then look what happened.
Global
He unleashed
genocide.
baby Hitler on the galaxy because he trusted his own stupid judgment more than the collective wisdom of the Jedi Council. He is the villain.
The philosophy of the Jedi Council is also all over the place in this one, because every other sentence they're saying either, especially in the second and third movie, either trust your feelings or you must suppress your feelings. It's like it goes one sentence to another. Yoda is like, "Do act not on your feelings. You must, Anakin. You must trust your feelings."
Well, it's all cod Buddhism. It's like Buddhism as remembered from like a conversation you had at a party with one of like the fucking lesser Beach Boys. Like, yeah, it was something Dennis Wilson told me at a cabana party in 1969. The Manson girls were there.
Part of the Lucas legend is that he came up with the whole like Force idea after he got in a terrible car accident and was recovering and was like trying to reacquaint himself with like how to make his body work again, and came up with this idea of
How to jack himself off?
Yeah, basically, he was trying to figure out. It was like
so. It was the scene at Hoth with Luke and the lightsaber where he's trying to kill the Sasquatch thing. Only it's George and his dick.
Basically,
Like, what if I could do this with my mind?
Yeah.
What if, though?
It's like the move your big toe scene from Kill Bill, except his dick.
Watto also is he is a gold bug. While he is very suspicious of fiat currency.
Fiat currency, yeah.
Get that fucking get those Republican credits out of there. Bitcoin only.
For as hilariously racist as Watto is, he is certainly the most entertaining thing on screen whenever he is on screen.
Watto, the more I see of Watto, the more that I think he's like right about a lot of stuff.
Well, he has that
what is
energy.
backing up the Republic credits? Nothing. There's no Republic Central Bank. The economy in this world makes no sense. Yeah, like fuck you.
They have slaves that don't do anything.
He's nice to his slaves. We've already.
He is very.
established
I gotta
that.
say, he is kind of nice to his slaves.
Yeah,
He lets his slave have his own pod racer.
Yeah, literally. He lets his slave compete in sports, and his slave can go home.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like a slave to me.
Okay, but Felix,
Second of all,
Felix, to be fair,
he has the gift of flight, which means he's favored by the Lord to some extent. He
Felix,
drives
to
a
be
hard
fair,
bargain.
many
Yes,
what?
he does.
So what? He has a family to feed.
many slave owners,
there's no
quote
family
unquote,
in evidence.
allowed their slaves to compete in sports.
He probably has,
His daughter goes to NYU. Okay? He has a son who's going to the new school, and he doesn't talk to Watto.
He's got a family, and then he has.
But not because the son is gay, but they had like an argument about like Israel or some stupid shit. Watto is unfortunately friends with Alan Dershowitz, but he doesn't do any of that stuff. He's not involved with that stuff. He treats children wonderfully, as we've seen.
Yes.
No, Watto is the hero of this movie.
Watto gambles heavily on pod racing. He has a family, but also he's Julia Fox on the side.
Yeah.
Can anyone hear me?
oh yeah,
Amber, we cannot hear you.
Just making sure.
Not quite sure how to troubleshoot this from here, Amber. Could you have maybe accidentally muted your window? Oh, there we go.
Did that work?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
you're
works.
back. You're back. All right.
Anyway, I had a point at one point where I was trying to say that, to be fair, Felix, many slave owners, quote unquote, allowed their slaves to compete in sports.
Okay, well, not like that. Not like that. Watto would never be involved with something like Mandingo fighting. Like, pod racing is totally different.
Yeah.
He literally allows his slave to own pod racing.
They die in it, though.
Yeah, they do.
He loves it.
People
Well,
die.
that's their
dude.
fault. That's their fault. Fucking Gentiles love extreme sports. You guys love fucking putting each other in danger. So what? We own you guys as slaves once, and we let you guys do the fucking dangerous bullshit that you love doing. Base jumping. Fucking, like, licking subways. All the stupid shit you guys doing. Escape rooms. You guys want to do it, so we let you. And now it's a problem. Oh, now it's a problem.
I
no,
think pod
Watto's
racing
nice.
is Mandingo fighting.
It's literally not. It's literally not. Look at all of Watto's slaves are white children. And this is what white children want to do. This is like motocross. They might as well be wearing fucking Fox Racing robes.
gloves. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's getting more of an Epstein vibe now.
Watto has never touched any of these children.
Amber, the Epstein shit is entirely the Jedi Council. They are
they're
real
pedophiles.
like Vatican shit. Like it's pretty wild. Like the thing in episode 3 that like really sets them over the edge is when they find out that the younglings have been killed.
The younglings.
Younglings.
Oh, that's
Sucking
such
younglings.
an upsetting.
Yeah. It's so
I saw the
upsetting.
video of Anakin sucking younglings.
No, if anything, Watto is a respected businessman who his only involvement with pedophilia was giving his well-treated child slave to the pedophile council.
You're exactly right.
That would be trafficking, yeah.
That's trafficking children for
But he
sex.
didn't know that those guys were pedophiles. He's like, okay, the guy with the robe won the pod racing deal,
Felix,
and I honor all
everyone
of you.
always knew. Everyone knew.
This is my first time finding out the Jedis are pedophiles, so it's presumable that Watto didn't know either. Watto is like Joe Paterno, a tragic figure.
Joe Paterno also exploited children for glory and profit.
Those were adults on that team.
Yeah. So just here's things I want to point out alongside the pod racing and slavery plotline here. Matt brought it up originally, which is like, why doesn't Qui-Gon just kill Watto? I mean, aside from the fact that he's the good guy. But instead of killing Watto, or just not even killing him, overpowering him and stealing this child to send to the youngling farm at the pedophile planet, why did his solution, the ethical choice for Qui-Gon, is to instead gamble on a child slave in a blood sport to win his freedom? Why is this? Again, how did people let this happen?
It's very baffling.
And here's the midichlorian stuff, which is
Okay,
hilarious
here's the
'cause this
Jesus
is
Christ
only-
stuff. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
stupid. So stupid.
And it really only
this is
comes
the
up
evidence
in
for
this
the-
movie.
Yeah, and this is the evidence on the side for the Jedi Council are pedophiles, by the way.
You gotta check their blood for infections. You want them clean.
He's like,
Yep,
you
gotta
have
make
a
sure
big
that they
day
don't have-
tomorrow in the
They don't have
blood
the
sport.
HIV or anything.
You have a big day tomorrow, Anakin, in the blood sport I've contracted you to participate in.
Holy shit! That's
20,000.
so many midichlorians. This thing that I just
That's
found
the
out about. I'm astounded by how many that
The
is.
most you can have. It's crazy.
Like, this is the most talented boy slave we've ever come across. His blood is purer than anything.
That being said, I can't wait to flood my esthetician's pockets because I'm ugly.
We should definitely breed him with a high status female from this planet. Oh my god, that just hit me. Fucking Qui-Gon is like one of the Bene Gesserits. She's trying to breed the perfect being.
This is like, sorry, I'm just seeing out of the corner of my eye this video of Will, and this is the most amazing. Fuck you! I sent you my dick. Like,
Okay, I'm lying down, all right? Please respond, though, Amber.
really loves those wipes.
He loves to wipe.
I like the alien camels that are just camels but purple.
They're funnier characters than we've ever had before.
They're funnier camels than we've ever had in Star Wars.
What are the big lumpy like hippopotamus things that he then felt compelled
Dewbacks.
to then reinsert?
I always felt that the scene needed dewbacks. Now I finally have the ability to put them in there.
The blue chicks with like tubes coming out of their heads. I like those aliens a lot.
Yeah, the sexy tube ladies.
Yeah, and they're like 70s like jumpsuits. Sebulba getting his pre-race pedicure.
He gives a good foot job.
So, okay, so we're seeing now Watto has like a true love of pod racing. He loves the sport. Sebulba's his favorite racer.
Mm-hmm. KG.
Yeah, what is it with Wattos and pod racing?
Does Watto have a species name?
Yeah, they just said Toydarian.
Oh, the Twintarian. Yes, of course.
The Toydarians. The triple parentheses Toydarians.
I really hate that we never got to see their home planet or like a whole like army of them.
I had an idea for a spin-off movie about the Watto peoples, and it takes place on the Watto planet, and it's like the Deer Hunter in that there's like a 45-minute opening scene, but it's at Watto's kid's bar mitzvah.
Yeah, I think the Watto movie would be great. I think the Watto planet sounds great. I think it's filled with restaurants called like Burger Fiesta and Pizza Rave. Everyone wears capri pants. Everyone's always shoving each other over ecstasy deals. I can guess what country it's probably like.
Do not have the calamari. That's all I can recommend.
Yeah.
When you go there. Steer clear of the calamari.
The nightlife on Twindarian is really great, though.
You know, actually, Toydarian has the best LGBT community in the entire world.
Let's not forget that the deal he just struck is that if Anakin wins the pod race, he will whisk him off, but leave his mother in slavery.
Yes.
So what? His mom can go home at the end of the day. That's not slavery.
I still don't know what she does. They
She just
showed
hangs out. She
Anakin
just
like
hangs out.
There doesn't appear to be any agriculture on this planet.
Wow, it's almost like Watto's a really nice boss who's nice to his slaves. And he allows his mother just to hang out.
You are, of course, aware that Zizek has posited that the worst slave owners of all are the kind ones because they provide an illusion that the system is not barbaric.
Well, unless there's a Zizek for Star Wars, I really don't care or see how it's relevant. This is a different universe.
Oh, boy. Here's some cringe right here.
This is a great character. This is a great character.
Greg Proops, yes. Resistance legend, Greg Proops.
One of the worst Twitter accounts.
One of the worst accounts online.
Yeah.
Oh, Chris, tell your story about Greg Proops. It's still funny to me.
Oh God, I don't even remember. Just that when we were playing in Boston, Whose Line went on right before us, and he walks by in his like slick suit and just like does finger guns at me and says, "I forget what he called me." Like
he called you Daddy-O.
Daddy-O, yes.
How could you forget being called Daddy-O by Greg Proops?
I remember
Greg.
Isn't he like actually like 60 though?
Oh, he is 60 years old. Yes.
Yeah, Greg Proops probably like fucked so much resistance sliz.
Oh, for sure.
I like this.
Who the hell's that asshole? I don't even remember him.
Yeah.
Who is that?
All the racers are very good.
Bastard.
All the racers are very good characters.
There's a warthog? I don't remember any of these guys.
No, all the pod racers are really good characters, and weirdly, it seems like none of the other pod racers are slaves. It seems like they're more like professional athletes. I don't know. Also, they all seem to be of they all seem to be of adult age.
Yeah.
Anakin is the only child and slave in this race.
Well, that's what Gentiles like to do, is have their children compete in sports as slaves.
Yeah, but it's like hockey. It's like hockey.
Oh,
or
no.
something.
Okay, turn this movie off. I just saw the Catalan flag. This movie is... I figured out the politics of this bullshit movie. It's a fucking Catalonian independence piece of propaganda. Turn this fucking garbage
Another
off.
fart
Oh, my
joke there
God,
with
that's
Jar
true.
Jar.
Naboo is Catalonia.
Yeah, fuck this movie,
and the
dude.
Trade Federation is the central government in Madrid. That's pretty clear.
Fuck this movie. I hate this movie now.
Their entire revolt is based off of like a tax protest.
Literally, yeah, the same thing. They think that people on like Endor, which represents Erdogan, are lazy and don't deserve their taxes.
Yep.
Yep, Felix figured it out.
And the weird racism, it's like all literally everything that Catalonians believe.
I'm sure. Well, now that makes me think, is Watto supposed to be a Basque or something?
Watto is Basque, yeah, that we figured it out. Yeah, he's not Jewish, he's Basque.
Yeah, you're right, Chris. That's the opposite of
it really is.
Of what,
Oh my God! The second two movies is him telling Obi-Wan telling Anakin not to feel about anything.
No,
Yeah.
but
Not
Felix,
to
it
be
still
emotional.
makes sense if Watto is a Sephardic who just stayed there.
yeah,
That
she's
also-
a Mororo.
Okay,
I just noticed that lady has
could
the
also
slave
work.
Leia outfit on.
All right, maybe Jabba. Huttese kind of sounds like the Basque language.
Yeah, the Leia outfit is not the most flattering bra. It kind of pulls down the tits. There's too much weight on it. Really defeats the purpose of a bra.
Yeah, right there. Third from left, Catalonian flag.
Because she's not actually the queen, even though she is, because they switcherooed it.
Yeah,
Totally pointless.
maybe
Absolutely
the
useless.
queen is actually the most famous actress in this fucking movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Did
is
he really
that
not
supposed
know?
to be? Are you supposed to not know who she is? Are you supposed to think that she's just a slave?
Oh, it's the little girl from the professional.
I don't know. But it's like I said with Darth Sidious and the Senate Republican guy, the Senate
Yeah.
Republican leader, they're the same guy. No one's fooled
It's
by
Mitch
this.
McConnell.
Yeah. Another great character.
The tall stick man, the pig guy, pig alligator.
This guy, Jackalope.
Mac Tonight.
Sababa, of course.
Man.
Yeah. See, I think the pod racing is actually pretty cool. I'm with this. I like this.
They should have had Jar Jar come out and drop the handkerchief while wearing like booty shorts.
A Von
like
Dutch
Fast
hat.
and the Furious.
There's nothing hotter than a woman in a Von Dutch hat.
We need to bring that back. We need to bring it back.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, he lost.
Oh no, my slave
Realistically,
pod.
that's the end of him. I mean, if you get that far behind, you realistically are not going to catch up. It's over.
No.
It's over. He might as well kill himself.
You're underestimating just how good at pod racing he is. Come on.
Yeah, he's really good at it.
Pause racing.
It's almost like that's the only thing that Gentiles do is learn motocross, not math or reading.
That
or
guy looks
anything
like
else
a
in schools.
genital. That guy looked like a fucking testicle.
I like that guy a lot.
This makes me mix the Jet Moto game. Is there a way that I can play that at this point?
You can probably
can I get high and play Jet Moto?
If you got a PC, you can get an emulator.
When his thing wasn't starting, he was sitting there being like, "Yeah, this isn't fair. My peripherals were kind of fucked. They reset them up for 3 hours."
He was sitting there and he was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I have to go back to school. I'm never going to be a motocross racer. I'm going to have to learn how to do HVAC."
I mean, he's probably already pretty good at HVAC.
I gotta say,
actually not. Yeah.
As a spectator sport, pod racing really sucks. Like, what is the point?
Yeah, you can't see anything.
You can't see anything.
I mean, to be fair, though, most
That's true of road racing,
is
too.
actually kind of shit to watch.
There's a racetrack in Wisconsin called Elkhart Lake where they do road racing for Formula One and stuff, and I've been to it. And you just have to sit there, and cars go by, and then you wait 10 minutes, and then they come back.
That's awful.
It sucks.
Dog shit.
But
Dog
people
shit
pay to go and watch it.
Sport.
Idiots. Rubes. Gentiles.
See, that's the terroristic PFLP ruining Israeli pod racing. Just spitefully.
Those Tuscan Raiders, those are very accurate depictions of Italians. So, well done calling them Tuscan Raiders. Oh, yeah, there's the genital wart man.
Yeah.
He just exploded.
Quadaneros.
I'd like
Horrible.
to point out
Hate
that
him.
at
He
least
looks like the Mucinex guy. Awful.
At least 5 people have died so far in this race.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can call them people if you want. I don't know.
Yeah, a bunch of, like, purple guys have died.
One dude who clearly just looked like a genital wart.
That guy's wearing a Hotep hat. This guy who stopped right now.
He's a king. He was kings.
Oh.
You're right. That guy's a Hotep. Tried to put a bean pie in the engine. It blew up. Oh, Sean's very
That's a really excellent piece of dialogue there.
And she really delivered with conviction.
Yeah.
Oh, look, here he comes.
That guy's just sitting in the pit stop talking about how women aren't supposed to get periods.
Felix, did you know that General Muck Muck used a lightsaber to decapitate all those?
Well, no, yeah, George Lucas ripped off Nation of Islam. The true greatest story ever told.
This is kind of the only, like, good-looking part of this movie.
It kind of slaps. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
There's some excitement, you know? It looks cool. Like, I would want to...
It's
I would
because
want to race the
CGI
pod.
is good at making mechanical things and landscapes.
But
Yeah,
Felix,
especially at this point.
Felix, would it surprise you to learn that both when I saw this movie as a teenager and now, when I watch this scene, I just want to pod race. Like, if this was something I could do, I would want to do.
No, yeah, because that's in every Gentile's DNA that they want to pod race because it's a stupid and dangerous
See,
sport.
I don't want to
It looks
pod race
fun.
at all, though.
That's because you are a Jewish man.
You have the heart of a
that.
Jew.
Stop saying that.
You
you are
really
a
do.
I am
Jewish
not
man.
at all.
You really
you
do.
are.
Opposite of one.
Honestly, your distaste in being called Jewish might be the most Jewish thing about you.
Yeah, I
But
think you are a Jewish
genetically,
man.
I am the Jews' natural enemy.
You are.
No, you are
But
genetically Jewish.
I mean, it happens sometimes.
Oh.
Yeah. This is like what true Gentile. Will's response to seeing pod racing. Hell yeah, I want to do that. Matt's response. Oh, it's dangerous. I wonder who's what race.
God damn it. God damn it. G-D, damn it.
Feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, he's coming up. He's coming from behind.
God, leave him alone, you damn Italians.
Those guys are. It's so cool that they just shoot the racers. These
Hey,
are
I
the true
shoot you
heroes
in
of
the
the movie.
Labanza.
Those guys own. I love what they're getting up to.
R.I.P. to the Tuscan Raiders, because that part of Italy not doing too hot right now.
Yeah. I hope they're okay. Probably not.
The Tuscan Raiders have suffered under Al Davis' ownership. In my
Overtake him through the canyon. Ooh, he's such a dirty racer.
Throwing bows.
His engines look like 3 times the size of Anakin's. How could he not be going way faster than him?
It's not about size.
I think it is, yes.
It's about how you use it.
Pretty sure that engine power is dictated by size of the engine.
Nope. It's about rhythm. And girth.
Girth is important. Oh, God, this is so brutal. Just trying to make this alien world relatable to humans on Earth is the worst thing you could do. It's like, they watch sports just like us. And they eat fried Glip Glop instead of hot dogs. And instead of having 2 announcers, they've got one with 2 heads. Awful.
Oh no, his engine's on fire.
Engine's on fire. How about yours?
He's got the 2-headed announcer, but the second head doesn't do anything.
Nope.
He's the Skip Bayless to the other head, Stephen A. Smith.
I think the other head speaks in a different language. Like
how does that work? Wait, is he the translator?
I think he's for the other people who speak the Hut or something.
So Greg Proops is the only one with a real passion for the sport. The other guy's just there to translate Proops.
Yeah, just a job for him.
Or he's doing his own color commentator that's totally separate from what Greg Proops is saying.
He's back to full pod power.
Is there a name?
Honestly,
folks.
I don't know how he's going to win this race.
I want to see if there's a name for Greg Proops' character.
Oh, I'm sure there is. Every single character has a fucking name.
He has a name and a biography that may or may not actually be consistent with the world that Lucas created.
His name is Fode, F-O-D-E.
Fode.
F-O-D-E? Fode?
Yeah, Fode.
How about you Fode out of here with that?
Dominic West is in this movie? Keep your eyes out for McNulty. Puda da puda. Goodbye, Sebulba.
He's dead.
Oh, he's dead now.
He just crashed at about.
Killed.
He was going about 1,000 miles an hour. He's okay.
No, he's fine.
Oh no, he's fine.
He's fine.
A little bit of road rash. That's it.
Which is great because we can all stick around for the Sebulba spinoff.
Oh, they need to do that. If he doesn't show up on Mandalorian, I'm going to be really pissed off.
Honestly, a whole spinoff just about this era of Tatooine that just follows Watto and Sebulba gambling on pod races.
Ooh, ah, that classic sports chant we all love.
Oh, Watto's pissed. See, everything that retcons all the original trilogy characters into this just gets it totally wrong. Jabba appears there only as a clown. He's chewing the heads off stuff and spitting it into gongs. And in Return of the Jedi, Jabba is genuinely horrifying and intimidating.
Yeah.
So he's like a clown in this, and then Yoda in the second two movies is nothing but like awfully like just totally serious and scowling and just totally
he
dark.
sucks.
We can we can get into Yoda especially in the second two of
Yoda
these
only
trilogies.
rules when he's being
so
a prick
bad
to Luke on Dagobah.
Yoda
When he's
in
being
these
a little
movies
asshole.
is so
Okay, but Yoda
annoying.
actually is Jewish. Like this is canon though, because like when Frank Oz picked the inverting the like the way of speaking, he said he was actually imitating like an old rabbi. Like that's canon.
That makes sense.
Yeah. When you listen to it, he's like, "Work a little harder, you might." You know, it's right there.
Yeah, the space camels are very funny.
They're just camels.
They're space camels.
They have little trunks.
They have little trunks.
Obi-Wan has referred to both Jar Jar and the slave child as pathetic creatures. He's right.
Yeah, just think of Anakin's life if he had just gotten the parts from him and Qui-Gon had let him hear. Like, he sticks around. Watto takes liking to him, and when Watto passes, he passes on the junk store to Anakin.
Anakin gets to be a slave owner.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's dream.
He gets he gets a
doesn't
little
get his dick burned off by lava, which seems like a plus.
Yeah, exactly.
maybe Watto or maybe Anakin completes the circle and gets a Toydarian as his slave. A little baby Toydarian, which I imagine
they're done with being slaves. That was millennia ago.
All right. So, see that honest businessman, nice slave owner, patron to the sport, Watto, has been fooled by sort of bullshit. I guess what's something stupid a Catalan would be into? I'm going to say Baha'i. By the Baha'i pedophiles, the Jedi. And somehow this is played as like a good scene.
This scene is where Anakin's mom tells him it's okay that he's going to go away and never see her again. And she'll be fine as a slave on Tatooine. Yippee! I can't wait to leave my mom in bondage, in chattel bondage.
Yay, good luck, Mom.
It's important to leave behind toxic people if you want to grow.
Enjoy getting.
Is she free too?
Enjoy getting fatally street harassed by the Tusken Raiders later.
No, wait.
This is definitely going to make a well-adjusted person.
Qui-Gon just said
a really good way to, make sure that this kid doesn't turn evil.
Don't worry, they're going to spend the rest of his adolescence just convincing him to suppress all feelings and emotion in subservience of their weird, like, warrior monk religion. And he'll be fine.
Real quick, though, Anakin asks Qui-Gon why his mom isn't free, and Qui-Gon says, I tried as hard as I can. You didn't try shit. You didn't do anything.
He's
lying.
Do shit.
And
He's
then,
a lying liar.
And then he asks his mom, like, Mom, I don't want to go. And she says, it's okay, son. My place is here. Being owned
as a slave
by Watto. Yeah.
But also, like, so Watto has these two slaves, a middle-aged woman who doesn't appear to have any, like, mechanical sense, and, like, a 8-year-old mechanical whiz kid who can fix anything in his junk shop.
Wait.
And he's like, no, the kid can go. The kid who I've got.
The kid who has actual abilities that I can use.
Yeah. So we know Anakin can fix anything in the junk shop. We've long been asking, like, what does his mom do as a slave? This implies something very dark.
I think so.
Yeah.
No, you can't just accuse Watto of that. I'm sorry, I know it's 2020 and the fucking liberals have taken over the culture, but you have to provide evidence if you're going to accuse a guy of Watto of anything. Well, I'm sorry, this is bullshit. Watto, you are leveling career-ruining accusations at Watto with zero evidence, just implication.
A pillar of the community.
Yeah, Watto he's a trusted businessman.
He produced so many great movies.
He said 2 kids to college, one of which doesn't talk to him, the son that goes to the news school.
This push for Watto's book to not have a publisher, I find to be a real suppression of free speech. I don't know what kind of country we are if we can't get his word for it in a book that he would publish. I would certainly want to read it.
I am writing a defense of Watto for Quillette.
I would love to read a Star Wars expanded universe novel that was just called My Side of the Story by Watto.
I would write that. I would ghostwrite it.
I will
Watto.
come back and free you, Mom, which he does not do.
Never
He comes
does.
home
Never
after
tried.
she gets abducted by the Sand People and murdered.
He doesn't do shit for her.
Yeah. Until
Doesn't
she's
do
been
anything.
brutalized to death.
Yeah, no, she's
It's actually really horrible.
yeah, it's terrible.
Well, you can't. You have to look out for number one first. You have to complete your pedophile sword training before you can save your mom from sand torture.
The whole middle part of this movie is fucking sand torture.
It really is boring. We got to talk about how fucking boring it is.
All right, finally we get a little scene with Darth Maul. Yeah, I like his bike though. That's pretty tight. I like that.
One thing I've appreciated in my rewatch of this movie is that through the prequel trilogy, all the ships
Here he comes.
and gear that they use slowly more and more grows to resemble what it looks like later as it develops into the original trilogy, which I think
I like
is a
how
nice direction choice.
I like how Qui-Gon chip is just an SR-71 Blackbird.
Yeah.
But chrome.
Yeah.
Didn't even try to make a new thing.
First lightsaber battle. Should we help him? No.
The Jedis love leaving people behind. It's their fate. They're the opposite of Marines. The only thing they like is abducting children.
Yes.
Anything else,
Look, he just jumps on board like no big deal. Like Darth Maul is like an ultimate badass villain. Like he doesn't do anything to stop them from leaving.
Yeah, we'll just leave this this monstrous evil person on this planet full of slaves. It'll be fine.
He's calling Darth Maul it.
this is like when they asked Joe Biden how many genders there were, and he was like, "I don't know, like 3."
Come on, man. Look, I just know that the genders, you're all going out there and you're just giving it your best, and I appreciate that.
Now listen, when it comes to picking pronouns, I'm not going to tell you how to ring around the rosy twice.
I mean, I know whenever you're when you go to a rodeo, it's all clowns to himself.
Is there any way to make this voice more racist?
If he actually held his fingers next to his eyes while he was saying it.
Yeah. If he was eating a bowl of pangolin soup during this scene.
He's drinking out of a bat with a straw like a Capri Sun.
They have a droid that follows him around and hits a gong every time he enters a room.
Yeah. He's just like, there's just a deleted scene, and he's like, it's time for lunch, and it's just like a snake speared through a pangolin and a bat.
The death toll is catastrophic. That means that the people of Naboo are being slaughtered by those fucking Roombas with laser pointers on them. What kind of bitch ass race are you to get killed
suck.
by those guys?
The Naboo people are fucking deserve to get conquered. Their weakness is wretched,
Absolute
and contemptible.
Wretched worms. Get out there and you can push those guys over with a fan.
The Naboo people should be enslaved and doing pod races, and not the brave sand.
Yeah, not the
people.
brave Chads of Tatooine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no.
Awful. Natalie Portman is so bad in these movies.
Terrible.
She does not get enough fucking discredit for this shit.
It's really bad. She got away with way too much from this. This is like a real crime.
I will give her the slightest bit of credit about what she's being asked to do is
Chris, don't.
bizarre, but
Don't. She's already been given so much more. People talk about the sexism in Hollywood, talk about the Weinstein stuff. The true sexism in Hollywood is that we all have to pretend like Natalie Portman is a good actress.
And guess what? Natalie Portman has a way closer connection and personal relationship with Alan Dershowitz than Watto does.
Yeah, no, Watto doesn't approve of anything Dershowitz does, but Natalie Portman's character like she got her scholarship at Queen's School.
I'm talking about Natalie Portman, the actress.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm talking about both the character and the actress.
But like, I do think the only way you can judge performances in this movie is against not like a normal performance, but what they're being asked to do in this. Which is often nothing or worse than nothing.
Now, we're about to get a small role. A famous character actor is in this film that I totally forgot is like in this movie for like a couple seconds. We're coming up on him right now.
Ah, there he is. Old Pelpy. Old Pelpy the Pelpatern.
Hey, you're not the evil guy from the holograms. You know? Oh, okay.
Even though you look exactly like him and sound like him as well.
All right, I just have to check, man.
It's Terrence Stamp, Matt. It's the
There he
limey.
is. Love Terrence Stamp.
He
rocks.
plays a galactic bitch in this movie. He is the chancellor who's too much of an impotent dope to stop the Trade Federation war and gets owned by Palpatine. He is the comb
Awful.
to Palpatine's sanity.
She has this, she's doing like a zanned out voice. She's doing a barred out.
They will not allow it to be settled in a committee.
Diplomatic
Queen Neurotandon.
immunity. Yeah. No, Padme is super
Is that-
Neurotandon. Right down to the drinking and pills, allegedly.
Oh, he's already been totally groomed by Qui-Gon. He can't even leave his eyesight.
Yeah, Qui-Gon found him on Discord. Discord groomer Jedi.
There's so much. Okay. There is so
His
much grooming.
podcast blew up in a big scandal.
In all three of these, the trilogy though, but especially the first one, there is so much grooming stuff going on. It's really it's something. I'm just saying when you look at it through the TrueAnon goggles, it's a very different movie.
Yeah, this is the headquarters of the modeling agency that he's being brought to.
I believe in this scene, Yoda will tell Qui-Gon that Anakin is too old to be trained.
Yep.
He's like 7. Jesus Christ.
You got to start training them in utero.
Interesting.
Okay, we're going to get some more Natalie Portman voice here, I swear.
Well, that's Keira Knightley, right? Who's doing the body
What?
doubling?
No, now it's Natalie Portman again.
Now it's
here we
Natalie
go. Here it is.
Oh, okay.
Chat.
The bureaucrat.
Oh, the bureaucrats.
God, I'm sorry, I keep pausing it.
Oh my God, there's so much of this movie left.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we should
Oh
do
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Sorry.
Well, it's like 40 minutes.
Yeah, and then there's like credits.
He has
It
been
is
our
52
strongest
minutes.
supporter. He has been our strongest supporter.
Well, Princess Amidala, what if both senators
Here it is.
ran?
She says
But
it.
what if...
She's going to say the weird committee thing here. Here it comes. Oh.
Oh,
Nice.
She's
Very
so
good.
bad.
just a riveting scene.
Look, how is that? That just looks like Little St. James Temple.
Yep.
The top of that building.
Yep.
It's the exact same.
Okay, Sam Jackson's performance in this is so funny too.
Brutally terrible.
It's just him tenting his fingers and like being it's so good.
How did they forget what Yoda looked like? It was like 10
He
years.
looks awful.
How the hell did you forget what the fuck Yoda looks like? That is
Wait.
not Yoda. That's some other dusty old fucking midget. Get him out of here.
I know, but I really like the Sam Jackson. I can't help it. It's not good, but it's just so
Look at that neck
like he wants to
motherfucker. How
bring,
is that a viable
bring a little
Jedi?
bit of he wants to bring some Andre energy to the Jedi Council.
Yeah.
Council.
Stickling
It's like,
his
Look at
fingers.
those
That's
steeple
pretty funny.
fingers.
It's an elegant solution to a Jedi accommodation.
I would like to sketch out for you an exquisite boy slave scenario.
I hate that guy with the long neck. How useless could you possibly be?
Dude, it would get chopped off with a lightsaber
In
like
seconds.
that. Pointless.
Yeah.
Awful.
You could die standing up too fast.
Revealed your opinion is. I requested the boy be tested, Master.
That's a CGI Yoda, but it looks like they let the fucking Muppet just mold for 20 years.
The Muppet looks so much better once again.
Look at this. He has not yet to unsteeple his fingers.
There he goes.
There he goes.
The untenting.
Bring him before us.
That's his force power stance. He gets a force pyramid, and it channels energy, purple energy. Because he asked for a purple lightsaber.
Which was a smart move, so you can always see which one he is.
Who is it?
God, this is so stupid and pointless.
This is so pointless. What is the scene?
Oh, wait a minute. No, is she Padme or is she the Emperor?
She's Padme, but no, like she's talking
Padme,
to him.
and she's lying. She's
doesn't
lying
know,
about
yes.
Padme being
Yeah.
because now she's the queen. Awful, pointless, stupid.
Pointless. So dumb.
They're just trying to break his sense of self and other.
They're
from an
gaslighting
early-
they're gaslighting him.
They're gaslight. Oh, there's a great C-SPAN scene here. It's awesome.
Yay! Now we're
Yeah.
talking. Let's get.
This is when the movie gets exciting.
What if the senator from Naboo and the senator from Tatooine both ran for Galactic Chancellor, but not against each other, and they were both advancing progressive goals?
Yeah, Palpatine is helping Chancellor Valorian or whatever the fuck his name is.
So the Trade Federation aren't like a planet or a system, but they still get senatorial representation.
Yeah, it's like they're like the Dutch East India Company or something, and they get a seat in Parliament. It's all very confusing. It seems wildly corrupt, and honestly, a system that isn't worth defending, which really does make the Jedi look like reactionary, like almost like a feudal military class.
It's already been established that they allow slavery to proliferate over vast stretches of the universe. So,
What are you talking about? Ascertain the truth. It's fucking space times. Wait, you don't need to wait for the Pony Express to get a letter. You have technology. Just fucking turn on a camera.
They can instantly send holograms
Yes.
light years away. Chancellor Valorum is sundowning like Joe Biden.
All right. Now listen, Mac. I want to. We got to figure out what's going on here, over there. You want to get the droid to say you said a droid over here? I'm not even going to wonder how you were making it. We have children now making droids that can even be their friends, and I think it's important to have it so you're in a situation where children. Listen, man. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have put it that way. I should have just talk, but you got to put your kid in front of the hologram. Okay?
You gotta sit him next to Uncle Itchy. You gotta watch the hologram dancing lady. You gotta watch your old Wookiee grandpa jack off in the chair.
Felix, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said it that way, is a great new Joe Bidenism.
I gotta say, the way that he gives up on any sentence halfway through it, that's great. That's gonna work.
I like that. Now listen, Mac. You know what? Let's start again tomorrow. It's so cool. I love him. I can't wait to vote for him.
Oh, he's gonna be awesome.
I hope he becomes president.
That'd be so funny.
The Biden presidency is the funniest outcome.
Biden presidency is the funniest outcome.
What is their plan here? Imagine he gets in there. How is he going to give the inaugural address?
That will be the greatest day of my life. I will juice every connection I have to go to a Biden State of the Union.
It would be like the equivalent of like a 90s comedy concept happening, like senile president, like King Ralph or something like that.
It's like when Leslie Nielsen is the president in the later scary movies. Or no, like Lloyd Benson in Top Gun 2 or Hot Shots Part 2.
Lloyd
Imagine,
Bridges.
Lloyd Bridges, yes.
Imagine like having a president who like really just any American could go up to and be like, "I'm your grandson," and he would believe them.
Yeah, no.
That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. If anybody's ever seen Hot Shots Part 2, Lloyd Bridges as the president. That's pretty much what it would be like with Biden.
I like the people who are like, when Biden like just gave up during the sentence, they're like, "He's remembering his family dying, you asshole." Like, okay, man.
Dude, you just missed another really good moment of Samuel L. Jackson's hand acting. Like, he just touches his chin for a second and looks pensive in a really cool way. No, but that little spiel there that Yoda gives about how, like, you know, hate is the first of fear,
God,
which
it
leads to
is
suffering. Like, that's Lib mentality because he's against hatred, and he's just saying that, like, oh, like believing too passionately in any one thing is evil and dangerous.
You got to be both sides. You got to both sides it up.
It's actually more upsetting to read the subtitles of Jar Jar than it is to hear him, I've realized.
This dialogue crackles.
Yes.
Every one of the. Two characters you've never heard of or have no reference for.
He loves names.
Yeah,
Lucas
there's
loves
so many names. Yeah.
Presumably, Bale Antilles is related to Wedge Antilles.
Presumably, yes.
Maybe his daddy. Wedge Antilles.
Wedge Antilles.
It's a good name. The Star Wars names are pretty good. I like the name.
Wedge actually is a decent first name for a human. Surprised more people haven't gone with that.
Wedge.
Now that everyone's going nutty with all naming conventions.
Wedge. That's a very Sarah Palin name.
Yeah,
I'm naming
absolutely.
Wedge Palin.
Track, Trig, and Wedge.
I'm naming my gamer spawn Wedge. My gaming child will be named Wedge.
Do not have a gaming child, please.
Nope. I'm gonna do it.
No, don't have a gaming child.
I'm gonna have a gaming child, but I'm gonna sell him to Felix, aka Watto.
Yeah. No, I'm freeing him from the. Well,
you'll treat him nice and you'll make him good at games, like Watto did to him.
Yeah, no. Will like otherwise Will would raise his son in traditional Gentile ways of like making him do motocross racing and like eating ham every day. I would save the child.
He's too old.
Nothing wrong with him.
How come all these kids are always too old to start training and then they all do really good? Because every single one of these has somebody who started training too late. Starts with Luke, and now fucking Anakin and Rey from the new ones. Everyone's too fucking old.
Myself. Why did they let him do this? They just said, no, he can't be trained as a Jedi. And Anakin's like, oh, I'll do it. And they're like, okay.
I want to do a throuple. I want to be poly with my... I want to create a polycule.
Obi-Wan's gotten a little too old for him.
Honestly, yes. It's literally a grooming situation.
Gross. This is gross. Look at the way he's touching him.
I need to figure out a way to like hand off my too old boy toy and get and like hook up the younger one again.
He's doing Joe Biden hands to little Anakin. It's not cool.
He is. Look at him grabbing him.
Cool. It's not cool.
It is not. This is fucked up and not good. It's low key gross.
More hand acting here. Look at this.
Fuck this guy too with the giant forehead. Good luck ever wearing a hat, idiot.
You could just wear it on top.
What kind of hat could he possibly wear? He could wear an old-timey sleeping cap.
A baseball hat. A baseball hat.
A little baseball hat on the top of his coat.
I just love the idea of him putting on like a Victorian sleeping cap, only it's just stiff upright because it fills his head fills the entire thing. And there's just a little ball at the top.
Look, facts
Dangerous
don't
amount
care about your feelings.
of relativism there from Qui-Gon. There is no real morality. What is an age of consent?
Yeah, exactly. This is very...
Whoa. 14 is legal, but 13 and 200 days isn't? What? This is absurd. From my point of view, this is a totally normal relationship. Yes, I did bring these wine coolers and condoms, Chris Hansen. But Jedi mind tricks him to like let him go away.
Do not allow your
ghillie suit not to tackle him.
Always remember, Anakin. I had no idea you were 7 years old. You don't seem that way at all, especially not over Discord.
You seem quite mature, Anakin. You're very grown up for your age, aren't you?
The message of the Jedi is to never allow your hatred of a global child sexual slavery ring to cloud your judgment. Because if you hate it, it'll lead to more evil.
Yeah, just accept
you certainly shouldn't try to stop it. You shouldn't try to stop it at all.
No.
There are certain ancient and holy traditions that you just don't fuck with.
Yes,
boy slavery is one of them.
Getting turned out by a fucking Jedi is part of life's process.
It would be so much worse if we didn't have that system.
Do you
People
want
don't
these
know
guys
what it's
with
holding
force
into
powers
place.
running around just taking what they want from the community? I don't think so.
That's why you have to tithe a certain amount of your boys.
Exactly, yeah.
So they don't just go...
It's like the Janissaries.
Yeah. The Jedi is to destroy me.
Yeah, there needs to be a boy tithe to keep the Empire going.
Oh, it's this character again. Remember him? What the fuck was he doing the last 20 minutes?
Him so much.
Yeah.
Yes. Wipe.
Back here now.
Back at the Palazzo at the Venetian. The buffet has been closed. That's how serious the situation is.
Yeah, the fountains are no longer, they're not spurting regularly.
I can't describe what that situation is because I don't actually know.
What is never made clear?
Just whatever is happening is going to keep happening. Not going to explain it because none of us are too sure.
Nothing will fundamentally change, man.
All right, my laptop's about to die, so I'm going to plug this in and take a smoke break.
Okay.
Go for it.
We'll fill you in on what happens.
And think about my life.
Oh, there's Phyllis. Hello. I'll take back what's ours. And we got washed by these fucking Lego figures. It took some Lego men about 5 minutes to conquer our entire planet.
He's going to muster an army of the Gungans, an army of frog idiots.
You know that race of three Stooges people that live
Marshall the Toad imbeciles.
Oh God, the underwater buffoons! Bring them to our cause.
The amphibian oaf patrol. They never even named it. That's how stupid they are. If they could not be asked to name their own city.
The Qui-Gon says the Gungans will not be easily swayed. It's like, dude, you promise them some jelly beans. They go over in a second. They're
just go in there with like a jar of flies.
Yeah.
For them to just lap up with their tongues. They'll love it.
Why should we die for you? And it's like, here's a hot rock you can sit on later. Oh, okay. And also they gloss this over, but so many of the Gungans get slaughtered.
Oh yeah, they get destroyed.
They get just wiped out. They're
murdered because they do a full frontal assault on an army of robots.
People forget this, but there's also in the novels, after war has destroyed Gungan society, Gungan traditionalists take over the Gungan world. And there's a type of Gungan Francoism that grows.
Gungan fundamentalism.
Yeah.
The Gungans went to the sacred place.
Interesting.
The dispensary. That's where they get their sacred herb. Yo, Dad, this is a religious exemption, man.
Look at this garbage. And why are they
awful? Shit.
Wretched,
in times of stress and trouble, when
they go to a forest,
the land is invaded. These guys who live in the ocean,
they go to a forest.
Land,
yeah, idiot.
Where it's more dangerous.
Yeah.
God, why are you guys so stupid? I hope they all get killed by the robots.
I think that's Keira Knightley.
Yeah.
That is Keira Knightley.
You know what? You want to hear something crazy? This takes place in the same cinematic universe as Atonement.
This movie's also about having sex is bad.
Oh, actually, I'm the queen. Why didn't I just say that to begin with? I don't know.
But Matt, the viewer, when I first saw this movie in the theater, everybody knew that was the case from the beginning. So this
They don't
reveal
look that
packs no
similar.
punch at all.
They don't look that similar.
It's only exciting for the characters in the movie, but you don't feel what they are because you've been in on it the whole fucking time.
Yeah, there's no surprise.
It just makes you think, God, how dumb are these fucking characters that they didn't put it together.
These people would be absolutely baffled by Clark Kent and Superman.
Yeah.
But he doesn't wear glasses. Duh.
Okay, pay attention to how her pitch here to these people. This is all it takes for them.
Just asking nicely. That's literally it.
Yeah.
Would you like to sacrifice half of your imbecile frog race to save us to no benefit of your own?
That's what Tip O'Neill said. Politics, people just want to be asked, you know? And Tip O'Neill dealt with Gungans a lot in the House.
Yes. Southie is mostly Gungans at this point.
Yeah,
actually,
Gungans got Tip O'Neill elected in the first place.
Former Galactic Senator Daniel Patrick Moynihan actually did a report on Gungans.
It's that matriarchal Gungan social structure.
It was somewhat controversial.
Yeah. Nice hat, asshole.
I think it's cool.
All their hats are cool.
Yeah, who's this
Isn't
guy
there
again?
any kind of there's this galactic government seems like if you can't defend an actual nation, if you can't prevent one of your constituent nations from invading another one, what kind of fucking authority do you have? This is basically
it's like Kuwait.
Texas,
if we just let Saddam
yes, it's like if Texas invaded Oklahoma and the U.S. government was just like, shucks.
Yeah.
Remember at the beginning of this movie when Jar Jar was permanently exiled from Gungan
and
City?
now he's back by bringing people who are going to get half of his race killed for no reason, to no benefit of their own. What difference does it make to them in the bottom of the ocean if the robots or the Nabooians control the planet?
Well, because the robots will eventually, come for them too.
What? How?
They're robots. They can't get
have
water.
submarines.
They're not waterproof. Do you think this thing's
they are.
waterproof?
Yeah, they are.
Nah.
Yeah. Dude, what is that defeatist fucking slander right there?
Yeah, get that guy out of there.
This guy's supposed to be her head of her military, and he's like, it seems too hard. Let's give up.
We certainly can't beat these fucking AI-enabled toasters.
So, and explicitly the battle plan is get the Gungans on your side, feed them into the meat grinder, and then take an elite
Use the
cadre of us.
Gungans as a diversion to just absorb casualties.
So that 15 of us, let's be honest, the white people in this movie, can sneak into the palace
and go play capture the flag with the Trade Federation.
This is actually a cynical Maoist third worldist masterpiece. You're being dupes. Boss Nass is a fucking is a comprador.
She literally explained that plan to him, and he's like, "Yep,
He's
sounds
like,
good.
"Yep, we will absorb your casualties for no reason. Got it. As long as I get a shiny marble at the end of it. Remember, they give him a fucking literally
they do.
a bauble.
Oh my god, they give him a fucking giant.
They explain that entire plan like he wasn't in the room.
And then he's just like,
where they were like, they were like, this is pretty much going to be a genocide of the frog idiots, and this guy's like, awesome, I can't wait to help.
I am, after all, the head frog idiot. Boss Nass is a comprador. He's selling out his own people. He's like one of those like First Nations guys who signs up on the pipeline going through the property. Going through the reservation.
I guess I think the Prequels drinking game is one of the rules is you have to drink every time there's a wipe.
Oh god, I'd be blacked out by now.
Look at these assholes.
They suck. They suck.
Absolute
God.
morons.
They're going
Just
up against
a bunch of pointless dickheads.
they're going up against like a full column of armor of
And they're
tanks.
just going to march
and walking
directly into it.
directly.
Yeah, that's why they have that's why they have the dinosaur thing.
Yeah.
To take out the armor.
They're
Dude, but,
leaving
like,
their
they're-
well-sheltered forest that they know
Dude,
like the back of their hand into a big
Into a
open
giant
field.
open field.
Dude, I am sorry, but the UNSC or the Covenant would wash everyone in
Yes.
Star Wars.
Yes.
They would destroy
Why
them.
did they-
Like,
see,
can you imagine? Can you imagine the Covenant against this? The Covenant would be like, cool elephant, and it just glass the entire fucking planet. The Jedi would be fucking destroyed by Sangheili.
Well, because
in Halo, absolutely destroyed.
The Halo elites have their own lightsabers, which are like probably even cooler.
Yeah, no, the Sangheili would watch the Jedi. Master Chief would kill every single character in this movie with a gun easily.
Yes.
I will
so
point out, I was noticing this,
okay.
watching this again, but that this fight between the Gungans and the droids is basically the same as the Infinity War Wakanda fight, where it's just
Yeah,
like a
they
bunch of
just
people
charge
going against
each
a
other.
big
Yes.
dome shield.
And there's
Yeah,
a big
no,
dome shield.
awful,
That's true. That's a
awful.
good point.
That is a very good point.
I
and both
don't
of those
understand the deal with the Gungans and technology, because they have the technology to have an underwater city and they have the shield, but otherwise they seem wildly
They use
primitive.
slingshots. They use slingshots
Right, but the
against
slingshot
tanks.
fires like a big orb of energy that
Yeah, it
decommissions the droids. How do they? It's like, I'm sorry, you got to. If you're a high tech society, you're a high tech society. What is this shit?
It's implying that they're too stupid and like quite frankly lazy to utilize it.
So, like,
Galactic
did they
did the-
get it from someone else? Like, who invented it? Because clearly they're not capable of inventing it.
The Galactic Trade Aliens are like the cuck version of the Prophets from Halo. They're so much dumber and slower and shittier in every way.
Jedi love
The Covenant would just like one Covenant division would wash every Force here, like in an afternoon.
Also,
the Jedi absolutely love taking their most important political asset and handing her a single blaster and putting her in the front wave of her assault.
yeah.
Yeah, the entire reason they're
Largest
doing
hair on
this.
human history.
Yeah. Good Wilhelm scream a
Begging
second
to get
ago.
iced.
Okay, also infuriating about this, the Naboo has their own like space force. Why didn't they deploy these ships when they were first being invaded?
They needed to save them for the right moment when they had an army of frog morons willing to die.
Who gave the stand down order?
I think that's a good question that we should be asking. I want to watch the loose change version from Naboo. All right, well, that worked. The thing where we just stand around like assholes.
Oh no, what's coming out of this thing?
All right, our plan is just to stand here and wait for them to shoot us with something that
They have
will kill
literally
us.
they're disregarding every single rule of like asymmetrical warfare and like guerrilla insurgencies.
Yeah. Yeah, this is you don't do this. A giant standing, you do not do a stand-up fight against a superior foe. Although, are they superior? You can't really tell.
Yeah, it's very confused.
But either way, even if you're doing a stand-up fight, you don't just have everyone literally stand up in a field and just stand around and wait.
Yeah, dig some trenches or something.
This is like
Yeah,
the
look how-
Napoleonic War with lasers.
Look how scary the droids are, though. They're so intimidating.
These guys are gonna like start forming fucking battle squares, like the Battle of Waterloo. Oh, we
Wait,
can
they
just
can
walk
just
through
come
the
right
street.
through?
yeah.
Not very
Just
helpful.
walk through.
Shit, I guess we should have just stood here and wait for them to kill us. They just stood there and waited for them to figure out a way to kill them. They're throwing them by hand.
Yes.
How do they have energy pulse weapons in the first place if they have to throw them by fucking hand?
Slaughter. Absolute slaughter.
The Covenant, this would be like a warm-up for the Covenant. This would be the Covenant's easiest war ever.
There's Jesus juice and cartoons in there.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. See, this is Darth Maul is attempting to free this boy, and they're like, "Don't worry, we'll take care of this."
Yeah, he's like that guy who tried to shoot up Comet Pinkfong.
All right, now Duel of the Fates, classic John Williams music.
More proof that the real auteur, the real genius of the Star Wars movies is fucking John Williams.
Yes, that's a good point.
Because his work is stellar throughout.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Here we go.
One.
Here we go. One.
Wait. Oh, my God.
Two lightsabers. You didn't see that before.
I mean, but come on, that's pretty cool.
I don't know, but now the thing is, it started opening the bidding on new and different lightsaber configurations, and then you had that stupid menorah lightsaber that Kylo Ren had. I hate.
Yeah, that shit sucked.
And then fucking Rey has some sort of like double one
She has
like
a flip
that,
phone.
but it's
She has
got
a
a
flip
hinge
phone.
in the middle, so you
She
can
has a flip
put them
phone
next to each
lightsaber,
other,
yeah.
which is
Yeah.
totally pointless. This is the great pilot. Remember, he said he was a great pilot when he met him in the Star Wars.
All I'm thinking about now is like the Arbiter from Halo 2 murdering every Jedi easily.
I bet there's some
The Covenant.
I bet there's some
the
great Star
Sangheili-
Wars versus Halo fan fiction out there.
There is no, there isn't, because it would take the Covenant like 20 minutes.
Okay.
Think how easily the Arbiter would kill all three of these pussies, like in a heartbeat.
I want to point out about this iconic lightsaber duel. Darth Maul is so much better than Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. First of all, spoiler, he kills fucking Qui-Gon, and then Obi-Wan barely gets the drop on him almost by accident. So two top-strength Jedis barely defeat Darth Maul.
And Darth Maul would lose to literally any Sangheili.
I love discovering all the powers that all the people that we saw in the original trilogy had all the time, like super jumping power and R2's little jetpacks that he just chose not to use for 3 full movies.
It was broke. Jetpack broke.
Yeah. Thanks.
Murder.
Slaughter.
Frog death.
Absolute mass death. Just a turkey shoot.
Classic japes that we love to see.
All his friends are dying. Why isn't he more traumatized by this?
Because he's an imbecile. It's like when it's like when you shoot a deer next to another deer. They don't know what death is. Imbecile civilization. Literally, the grunts were 1,000 times smarter in Halo.
Thank you, Anakin.
Don't tell me how to feel, Anakin, you little turd. I do not feel tense at all.
Miranda Keyes would destroy Anakin in any contest, pod racing included.
I do like this big donut-shaped space station.
I do. Yeah, I like the Trade Federation ships. They look cool.
Ugh.
Is that a Pixies reference? Try this trick and spin it. Yeah.
Look how bad. Look how wretched their tactics are here.
Awful.
Yeah.
You should be able to defeat these guys very easily.
Ascension guns. This is my favorite part. The part with the Ascension guns. The thing you've never heard of
Ascension gun.
before. But they're like, oh, they finally used them. Yeah. Whee! Whee! They just went up one floor. Okay, here we
Oh,
are.
no, now the droids are just here. What did we accomplish exactly?
We're on another floor now. Why aren't there any guard railings on these like catwalks? Where
Incredibly
you can fall,
dangerous.
Like into the infinity.
The workman's comp that they have to go through just in a week at this place.
Throughout the entire prequel series, Ewan McGregor spends a tremendous amount of time hanging by two hands off an incredibly dangerous railing.
Yes.
It's great.
It happens at least once in every one of these movies, and I think most of them at least twice.
Da-ya. Ya. Da-da. Okay, also this year, one of the dumbest, most baffling pieces of in technology or industrial equipment, this dumb hallway. What's the point of this? What's the point of this
shit?
shit?
A second to cool off and for it to be cool.
Okay,
it's to regulate laser fights within the within the emissions port.
Yeah, it's to limit the amount of sword play near the core for safety reasons. You don't want all those lightsabers flying around near the core.
Dude, no wonder Qui-Gon dies. Look at him. He's like, I'm just going to sit down and meditate here.
I'm going to become one with the Force. It's like, maybe you should have tried learning how to be a good sword fighter.
Retreat.
Google something. Google how to fight swords.
Look at this. Now the tanks are
the lowliest Sangheili would behead Qui-Gon while he was meditating.
Wow, well, that plan backfired. The plan of standing in a field until we get killed is backfiring.
And I hate how all of Jar Jar's incompetence and cowardice gets played off.
Of course.
He actually helps or takes down a lot of droids. Look at that.
He's helping.
Is he going to get stuck on top of one of them and have to roll it like a
almost certainly.
Oh, no, wait. He gets stuck in a tank. I remember. Yeah.
No, they should not save his life. So many better Gungan soldiers have just died so that this idiot can cape around and do his idiotic buffoonery.
I don't know, man. I kind of am rating all Gungans as equally oafish right now. I mean, I'm not really giving them a lot of credit for anything. He might honestly be the smartest Gungan.
He might be the smartest because he's trying to avoid fighting in this battle at all costs.
Yeah.
Oafishly imperiling his friend who was trying to save him.
Who tried to save his life.
Oh no! What did we think was going to happen?
They win this round.
Damn, we really thought this through.
They should all be killed right now.
What is their objective with the raid? Is just to get in there?
They
the amount of programming that any one of those droids have is like the equivalent of a snake game that you'd program in junior high.
No, Chris, the objective is that the head Trade Federation guy just can from an app on his phone turn off all the droids. So they just put a gun to his head. He'll just turn off the droids.
Newt Gingrich, the head of the Trade
Newt
Federation.
Gingrich. That is why he's named that.
Is that actually? Of course it is.
He was writing this during the Clinton
government
showdown.
Oh my God!
And he wanted to put those Republicans in their place.
Newt Gunray.
Newt Gunray, baby.
Oh, almost made it. Gotta cool your jets. I gotta tell you, Will, that chewing sounds real good over the feed. No, it's like ASMR. I feel like I'm eating the chips. Ooh. Oh.
Oh, there he goes.
Oh.
I was a terrible pedophile, and I deserve to die. Also, I'm such a shitty Jedi, I don't even evaporate when I get killed.
Oh yeah.
I don't think Qui-Gon was even a Jedi. I just think he was a groomer who got in way above his head.
He was just like he got mail delivered to a Jedi once, and he just assumed his identity.
Yeah, he was like the Don Draper of Jedis.
He didn't got a single midichlorian in his blood.
The surviving Gungans are about to be rounded up and all put to the sword, if not for
yeah.
I like to think that George Lucas was running into the voice acting studio and was like, "Can you get more racist?"
The decoy thing works in the end.
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh yeah. No, this is a great payoff right here. Oh, we have one gun now.
That group of droids was able to overpower our small group of lightly armed people until an even smaller group of even more lightly armed people came up and saved them.
I want you to imagine Master Chief walking into this elevator and seeing these two pussies hop around. Master Chief with the pistol from Halo 1.
Yes.
What does he do?
Yes.
He's just like, what are you fucking morons doing? That just instantly one taps both of them.
The pistol was like the best. The pistol and the shotgun were like the best weapon.
Yeah. Chief comes in here with just like one clip and he ends this war.
Yep. And he's hanging again.
Yep.
Oh no.
Not even Master Chief. Like a fucking UNSC shock trooper. ODST comes in here and they're like, what are you fucking pussies doing in here? Why are you doing cartwheels?
Yeah, it really does. It's like this is an insanely advanced civilization, and they're having a battle in one of their core planets, and it's between a bunch of erector sets and some frog idiots.
You know what? When you know what, Master Chief, like, think of all the stupid Jedi plans, and think about, like, compare that to Master Chief's plan, which was riding a nuke onto a Covenant dropship. Going onto a Covenant ship and pistol whipping the Prophet to death.
This is
pod racing.
to the point.
Now this is pod racing.
It has faster than light travel. It has robots. It has all this shit, and like a major standoff in their world is between essentially like a game of electronic football.
Don't forget the capoeira.
You press the button and they just kind of go in like real circles. Versus someone just like going to the pond and with a skimmer and taking a bunch of like tadpoles and strapping guns to their heads. This is not a battle fit for this advanced civilization.
Well, these movies are about empire in decline. A republic in decline.
Why doesn't he force push him down this pipe? Why is he bothering with the sparks? Idiotic.
That's a good point.
Idiotic.
Chris. This is clearly like a decadent decline phase.
Yeah.
That's why when the war comes in the next episode, they literally have to create clones because their capacity to marshal forces is so impoverished.
It's like unstated in this, but it appears up by Maul.
Oh, he's alive
you're in two
though.
now.
He's not dead.
Yeah, he's back.
He's alive
He's back.
somehow. He
He's
put
back.
his body on spider legs.
He's back.
You're aware of that, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
He was at the end of he was at the end of Solo, and he's definitely going to be on the next season of Mandalorian.
Yeah, it's not really, again, that thing I was saying much earlier about there's so many like stupid details, but nothing that gives you an accurate picture or depiction of what this world is like. And one of the things that's implied is that they maybe have gotten like advanced enough that they felt they didn't need an army anymore.
Yep.
The Naboo people clearly didn't have a fucking army.
Yeah, just like I guess the small cadre of Jedi peacekeepers. and then literally anybody who shows up and was like, "Oh, we have little race cars with guns on top of them." They're like, "Oh my God, we are overwhelmed by this superior force."
All we have are the capoeira guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's a totally decadent civilization. No wonder it fell apart so easily.
Which is doubly funny because in all the decadent, if it is supposed to be a decadent civilization, nobody in Star Wars is ever depicted having fun.
Nope.
It's the most joyless universe.
The closest thing you see is that nightclub in Attack of the Clones.
With Elon
where the
Sleaze
guy-
Bagano.
Where
Great little
Sleaze
song.
Bagano is selling death sticks.
Which are even named death sticks. It's not even like, hey, you want some party sticks? It's like, hey, take this, you'll die.
Yeah. It's very moralistic universe.
Death sticks. And then Obi-Wan does the Jedi trick where he's like, you're going to go home and think about your life choices. Awful.
Yeah.
Awful. Wretched.
It does seem like a lot of people, like you press them, like what would space decadence, what's future decadence, and they can only think a rave.
Yeah.
The Wachowskis
That's all they
did
can
that.
imagine. Yeah, the Wachowskis did the same thing. It's like all they can imagine is, what if everybody was just at the club? It's like you could go to the club now, that's not really. It's like, yeah, but it's a space club.
Well, there's the little outpost bar where they have the little jazz band, and
Yeah.
it's kind of.
Are there?
And if you want a throwback to a fun time, a decade in a country and a planet that you've never been to and don't know exists, go to Dexter Jettster's 50s Diner.
Amber, do you know what the name for the music that band plays is in the universe?
Oh, Amber, this is funny.
No, I forget.
It's Jizz.
It's called Jizz music.
The Cantina Band is a Jizz
They're a
band.
jizz band.
Yeah, okay.
They play jizz music.
It's space jazz, which is called jizz.
Yeah, yes. No, the rave thing is makes sense to me because I would believe that any sufficiently advanced civilization would eventually develop the idea of plur.
Of jizz, yeah.
I just think like we would get a little more advanced to that. I would think like maybe floating orb balls or something bouncing.
What
off
about
each
drugs? Just good
Something.
drugs.
Yes,
Yeah.
not
There are
death
no drugs in the Star Wars universe.
It is, we just said it is what death sticks are referenced in Attack of the Clones, but like they're just like, here, have some poison, you'll like it.
Yeah.
It's not fun. It's not like some cool thing you can do.
Yeah, they're not called like
If I-
beepers or something.
If I lived in space, I would be inventing something that surpasses even fentanyl.
They're
A weapon.
Imagine the type
weapon
of
to
imagine
surpass
the
Metal Gear.
imagine the type of opiates you could make in a zero-G environment.
They
imagine
should
the
be
kind
doing those experiments on the International Space Station.
wait, so you're telling me you don't think Yoda smokes space weed? Get the fuck out of
No,
here. Get the fuck outta here.
Yoda is literally just high on grooming. Like Yoda has like a cerebro where he can Discord chat with every child in the galaxy. Oh, very mature for your age you are. Your mustn't know about me, your parents.
Oh, this is
Oh,
great.
boy.
I love this scene. I love
Hey,
this scene.
half our fucking society died for no reason. Let's all have a parade. Idiots.
For our conquerors. They've emerged more powerful than they were before.
I appreciate how racist this movie is. That they're like so beating you over the head with the idea that the Gungans are black that they're getting them a drum line.
Yep. They get a drum line
Yeah.
and then they get a shiny orb.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just in case you weren't sure.
By the way,
It's just an Outcast concert.
this is another bit of proof that John Williams is the genius of the Star Wars universe. This song, the Dancing Gungan March, it's a super sped up version of the Imperial March.
Who's that guy?
Because
Who the fuck is
this
that
is
guy?
the victory that are all happy, but they're actually paving the way for Palpatine to take over.
That
It's
makes
very
sense.
good work.
Like I'm very pro John Williams. I'm
Yeah,
so
no, he's
sorry
good.
that
Look.
I'm so sorry that he has to work with this.
Padme is giving Boss Nass to
idiot.
Marianne
Here,
Williams an
Ron.
orb.
The orb.
Here's a good luck spending that. It's literally just. It looks exactly like all the orbs you were just throwing at the other guys. Your orb
Nice.
Look at
is
this.
useless.
Okay,
now.
here,
She's
look
like,
at
yes,
her.
what the fuck
She's
that
horny.
boy?
She's horny. She's biting her tongue.
She's horny for him. There's no mistaking that moment. She is
She's
horny for a
biting her
child.
lower lip. Yay!
Oh.
There
What
we
a
go.
classic.
What
That
a
was-
classic. What a classic. That was.
All right.
I feel so vindicated in never caring about Star Wars.
That's the best one of these movies.
Yeah, literally, the supercuts on fucking YouTube of all the cutscenes in Halo put together are better than this movie. In every way.
So, what have we learned from a rewatch of Phantom Menace? What is this movie about?
It's about slavery. It's about slavery and
it's about child grooming and slaving.
Yeah.
Slavery.
It's about child grooming and how it's good. This is more Hollywood
and
propaganda.
also Watto was completely falsely accused of everything and is one of the good guys of this movie.
He's fighting for gun control now.
He's one of the white hat pedophiles that we like to talk about.
Watto did an op-ed in the Republic Times where he's like, I've learned a lot from my mistakes and I'll be fighting against blasters. We need to get blasters out of schools.
Oh, man.
It's so long, too.
It was very long. I feel like
it is 2 hours long, but
it's a heavy 2 hours.
It feels twice as long as that.
It's a pasta-y 2 hours.
I feel like I'm in my 40s right now.
It's a very starchy 2 hours.
All right, should we stop recording?
Yeah, let's sign off for this. Hopefully this will all work. Hopefully all these tracks will link up, and hopefully we'll be able to get this to you guys tonight. I certainly can't edit it at all because
we're stuck with it.
Yeah, so I'll get this out soon, and thanks for enjoying this experiment in socially isolated podcasting with us.
Bye, guys.
All right, bye.